Okay, you know what time it is. Let's do a reaction video. This should be a fun one.
Today, we'll talk about exactly how to build an attractive physique, and specifically the exact muscles you have to prioritize if you want to get real-life results. And look, before everyone says that attraction is just about the face, if that's true, then why do the same physiques always go viral? There's a reason for it. It's not random. There's a certain pattern.
Yeah, so these aesthetic physiques, the physiques that consistently attract women, if this is what this video is about, it's basically just like a novice lifter, or like, you know, maybe a semi-advanced lifter, not even that, right? It's just somebody who's been in the gym long enough to build a little bit of muscle and just happens to be lean. So if you stay lean and build a little bit of a muscular base, then this is the physique that you're talking about. It's like a swimmer's physique. You know, it's like guys in the military, you know, push-ups, sit-ups, and they're lean and they run a lot. You know, the physique that they would get, it's that type of a physique. So it's basically just like a beginner's lifter's physique. But let's see what he says here.
Specifically a set of muscles that constantly draw attention and ultimately make the physique attractive. Listen, my name is Dima, and I've been focused on aesthetics and the science of muscle building ever since I started lifting. And today we'll break down the top 5 female gaze muscles that you have to prioritize. We'll start with the most...
Bro, these fucking looks maxers, dude. Like, it's the top 5 muscles that you have to prioritize to get women. It's like, just don't go to the gym, dude. Like, it's not for you. Like, these are the people who are like infiltrating the gym these days in droves and taking up space, causing like actual lifters like me and other people to like have to wait, or at the very least be very annoyed, you know? But let's keep going here.
Obvious ones and get more niche as the video continues. And guys, before you watch, without cheating, comment down below and predict what these 5 muscles are. I bet...
Okay, let's see. What would I choose? I would say delts, like, you know, side delts. Lats, because you need a V-taper, right? So it'd be delts, lats, abs. You gotta have abs. So delts, lats, abs. I have not seen this video before, so these are my actual guesses. Biceps and forearms. Those are the ones I'm gonna go for. So delts, lats, abs, biceps, forearms. Those are my predictions of what they think is attractive. Not saying that's necessarily what I believe, but...
No one gets all of them. Alright guys, number 1 on the list is the side delts and lats. I mean, come on guys, the most obvious ones. I really hope you at least got those. And yes guys, I combined them because ultimately in this context, they serve the same purpose. They're the V-taper muscles. And first, before we dive into the details and before I start giving you all the action steps for each muscle, first we have to be on the same page. Look, when it comes specifically to building an attractive physique, this is essentially the only thing that matters. There's 3 factors, and the foundation of everything is body fat percentage. Look, it doesn't matter how much muscle you have or how good your genetics are. If your body fat percentage is extremely high, you will never have an attractive or aesthetic physique. The second factor is muscle mass, and that's exactly what we're going to discuss in this video. Look, there are simply some muscles that are way high ROI than others, and we have to understand which ones these are. And at the top of the pyramid, we have all the external factors. So this is your skin, your hair, the clothes you wear, jewelry can play a role, tattoos can play a role, but anything external that makes your physique attractive and aesthetic, it goes in the external factor section. And the reason I bring this up is because it's very...
Well, first of all, I want you guys to look at, well, I'll put it on the screen here, again. I want you guys to look at the examples that he used. These guys are all on steroids, okay? Like, some of them I don't know who they are, but like David Lade is there. If you look in like the middle row all the way on the right, on the very bottom there's a couple guys who are well known. They're on steroids. At least I think those are the guys I'm thinking of. But these dudes are all on steroids, so like those bodies, like literally, you're not gonna get those bodies unless you take steroids. Okay. Now they don't have like an advanced amount of muscle, but like, you know, the striations like in the upper chest, and you know, all of the muscles popping while being that lean. You're not going to get that naturally, unless like you're lean and you're at the gym and it's the end of your workout and you have a pump. That's the only time you're ever going to like have that kind of a look, but it's going to go away pretty quickly. You can look really good lean and like really shredded, but like I just want you guys to like realize that.
Very important to understand that you have to have all three levels to actually have an attractive physique. It's not enough to just have the attractive muscles. And obviously for each of these factors, there's loads we can break down. But again, in this video...
Well, what do you mean by not enough? Like, the average girl, like attractive girl, attractive woman, whatever, is getting plowed by a guy who doesn't even go to the gym. You know what I mean? Like, every single girl who you see walking the street, like, you know, even just like the ones that you're attracted to, like think of the attractive girl to you. If you're watching this, just imagine like who do you think is the most attractive girl, or like maybe a few girls that you're really into. Like, you have to understand, they have all had sex with dudes who have never stepped foot in a gym. Like, they have all had sex with dudes with like beer bellies, dad bods, skinny dudes with tattoos, you know, they look like stick figures. So what do you mean by like you have to have this? Like, you don't have to have anything. I'm convinced the older I get that women hate muscle. Like, they're disgusted by it. So this is probably all in vain, to be honest with you. Like, your best bet is just to not even go to the gym. Maybe do some push-ups here and there. Go to your local park. Find some way to do some pull-ups. You know, like maybe, you know, there's like a kid's, you know, playground or something. Do it at night when there's no kids there, obviously. And because otherwise you're going to look really weird. And yeah, and then just like be lean, you know. You don't need any of this bullshit. Like, if your goal is just to have like a beginner level's amount of body, or a amount of muscle on your body, like, you don't even need the gym. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, you don't need any of this bullshit to attract women, because women don't give a fuck about your muscles. So this whole thing is kind of a moot point video. Let's go. Let's see what he says.
Video, we're focusing on muscle mass. So back to side delts and lats, and guys, we understand that this is first on the list because they're essentially the V-taper muscles. They build your V-taper, and the V-taper is the most visually dominant male trait. The V-taper is equivalent to the hourglass shape in a woman. It's just inherently attractive. On top of that, training these muscles will just make your...
Nope. That's bullshit. It's not the same as the hourglass figure. I have a V-taper. I've had a V-taper for like 20 years. I've been lifting longer than this kid has been alive, probably. I guarantee you, it does not have the same magnetic effect to women as an hourglass figure on a woman has to men, okay? If a woman has an hourglass figure, she's basically a goddess. Like, she has complete dominion over any man she comes into contact with. If you're a dude with a V-taper, you're just some like random gym bro. Like, girls will still view you as essentially invisible. So that's complete bullshit, I promise you. Like, chances are, you know, if you're some random person watching this guy's video, I have, you know, a much more developed V-taper than you do, and trust me, it does not get you women. It does not have that effect. So don't waste all of these years in the gym to get a V-taper just to find that out the hard way. You know what I mean?
your frame look wider. And a big plus of that is that it's visible in all clothing. It doesn't matter what you're wearing, if your frame is wide, people are gonna notice. Lastly, the side delts and lats simply cannot be overdeveloped when it comes to the female gaze. Look, I'll reason with you. Your arms can be too big. Your chest can be too big. Your legs can even be too big. But when it comes specifically to your side delts and lats, they literally cannot be overdeveloped. It's basically a linear.
Bro, who is this kid? He looks like he's still in high school. And he's like, you need this, you need that, you need that, you need this. Like, trust me, bro, Like, I'm like the founder of like the Looks Maxing college, you know, Which, by the way, I do not subscribe to Looks Maxing. Like, you know, I think you should self-improve, but like that culture or like that, you know, community, I just make fun of them. So that's basically what I'm doing here. Let's go. Let's get into it.
Correlation. The more, the better. So now let's talk about the specific action steps when it comes to the side delts. And guys, the main action step, and I say this in almost every video, prioritize. Your workout split should be centered around these specific muscles. The side delts, the lats, they should be the foundation of your training. And that means you should absolutely start your workouts with the lats or the shoulders. Don't leave them for the end of the workout. I know a lot of people who end up leaving their side delts to near the end of their workout. And bro, that's just stupid. You want an aesthetic physique, but you're training the aesthetic muscles at the end when you have the least amount of energy.
I will say that that's not bad advice. Like, the muscles that you work out in the beginning of your workouts are going to be the ones that you get the most bang for your buck out of, because you have the most amount of energy and you have the most glycogen in your body still ready to use. By the end of your workout, your glycogen is depleted. And if you don't know, glycogen is just the stored carbohydrates in your muscles. That's how your muscles have power to actually perform exercises. So, yeah, I mean, if you want to prioritize the growth of a certain muscle, if you do it in the beginning, it will usually kickstart some growth in that muscle. So that's not bad advice. However, what I would say is, like, you should probably start with shoulder pressing, and you should do like standing shoulder pressing with dumbbells, because that actually gets your side delts really nice and pumped, and it will also develop your shoulder girdle. It'll develop the broad shoulders that you're going for, and then you can do side delts after that, like side lateral raises, and so you get more bang for your buck in that regard, because you're hitting your side delts twice in a row in two different types of movements. So it's not bad advice.
So start your workout with them. And on top of that, you have to understand the functions of how they work and how to train them properly. And this seems simple, but there are not a lot of people on the internet who are actually explaining this. My next video is going to be the lat guide, and the shoulder guide is going to come very short after that. But for now, guys, just be intentional with your training. Understand the functions and always ask yourself why you're doing something. All right, guys, the second attractive muscle is the abs. Another obvious one. And guys,
Dude, so far I'm 100%. Delts, lats, and abs. So what were the other two I said? I said forearms and fucking biceps. Yeah, I think those are the other two. So we'll see what the last two are. But yeah.
Isn't this kind of the reason we all started lifting in the first place? Weren't we all watching those how to get abs in 10-minute guides in like middle school? I know I was, and the reason is because the abs are super important. Firstly, if you have very visible abs, it kind of signals that you have to be a low body fat percentage. And as I just discussed, that's the foundation of everything. But on top of that, the abs also signal a sort of aura and discipline about someone. I mean, look, anytime you see someone and they have extremely developed and extremely defined abs, they just sort of get this aura or this status about them. And yes, I'm talking about the girl's perspective as well. On top of that, guys, the abs are just simply an attractive muscle by themselves. And if you don't believe me, let me give you this crazy example. So look, I recently watched a show called Elite, and it's sort of just about these teenagers and the drama that they go through. But when it boils down to it, the show is just basically about dating dynamics and attractive people. And here's what I noticed. every single male character in the show had the most developed abs ever. Like guys, it was actually kind of comical. Every single character, none of these guys even worked out, by the way. All of them had the most developed, defined abs ever. And guys, it's not a coincidence. All of these actors are portraying attractive guys, and all of them have extremely defined abs. And it's not just this show, guys. Look at any of the shows girls are watching, or any of those sort of romance movies, and look at the guy characters, specifically the ones that are portrayed to be attractive. They all have one thing in common. And guys, I want to touch on the dad bod fallacy, and I'll make this quick so that...
Bro, I mean, abs are cool, and like, I'm not saying it's bad to have them. I have abs, you know, and I've had periods of my life where I was like shredded even more than right now. But oh, he's about to talk about the dad bod, I guess, but like, whatever he says, I can guarantee you, like, you know how many hot girls I've seen over the years getting ran through by like short, chubby Mexican dudes? So I mean, like, abs aren't the be all end all. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like you're just gonna be a certain category of guy that girls will, you know, text to come over at 2 a.m. when she feels like it. But like, she's gonna have like, you know, dozens of other types of guys who she hooks up with. You're just gonna be this niche sort of, oh, he has abs, and like, you know, he looks like he has a little bit of muscle, you know, and I'm in the mood for that, so yeah, come over, let's Netflix and chill. You know what I mean? Like, but you're not gonna be like the god overlord of dating that you think you are. Trust me, I've been there, like, with my body. Just trust me, it's not gonna be what you think.
That I don't start getting mad. Guys, I know it's probably not you watching, but there's some people who believe that the dad bod is actually more attractive than a six-pack. Guys, we got it wrong the whole time. Being lean is just a fallacy. We all have to be 25% body fat, and that's the ideal for the female gaze. Bro, are there actually people that believe that? Guys, do I even need to explain why this is just horrible advice? And specifically, if you want real-world results, guys, please don't follow this advice. Let me know in the comments, guys. Am I just going crazy? Should we all be bulking and getting up to 25% body fat? Because that's the ideal. Anyway, guys, now...
Well, it depends on your face. Like, some guys, you know, they have a good-looking face at higher body fat percentages, right? Some guys, they have to be under a certain body fat percentage in order for their face to look attractive, because, you know, that's the only threshold by which certain features of their face stand out that are attractive. So it just depends on the guy's face. Like, you know, attraction is like 99% face. Has really nothing to do with your body. Like, if a guy has a really good looking face and like a fucking fat body, like, he's still gonna slay. Like, I've seen it, bro. Like, it's all about the face. Like, your body doesn't mean shit.
Now let's talk about the action steps when it comes to the abs. And first and foremost, guys, we have to get lean. It doesn't matter how developed your abs are, if you're not lean enough, they're not gonna show. But after you're lean enough, the most important factor becomes actually training your abs. Guys, the abs are like any other muscle. You have to directly train them and directly train their function if you want them to grow. And for the abs specifically, people get it completely wrong. Listen, the function of the abs is spinal flexion, and you have to isolate that function through the proper exercises. And look, I already made a full guide on the abs, so if you don't understand, I really suggest you watch that video and reevaluate your ab training, because a lot of people...
Okay, here's what I want to know. Here's what I want to find out, okay? Because this guy is like the expert. I want to know if he mentions vacuums, okay? If you don't know, vacuums are basically where you kind of like suck in your stomach. You're working the inner part of your abs, so like the name of the muscle is escaping me right now, but basically people like bodybuilders will do vacuums because it will keep their waist really tight, because it's the muscle that is responsible for sucking your stomach in. So the stronger that is, the more your stomach is going to be the stronger that muscle is, the more your stomach is going to be sucked in while you're at rest. There, I could say it, I promise. So vacuums are actually a lot more important for the V-taper than training your abs in any sort of conventional way. So I'm kind of curious if he's going to mention that.
Get it wrong. And the last point is, guys, if you have abs, then show them off. And look, that's definitely easier said than done, but one of the actual problems with the abs is that they're hard to show off.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it.
I hate these
Meet
fucking
Base
commercials.
44, a complete AI creation platform made for anyone with an
Like, even if they're super developed, how many times a year are you genuinely going to be shirtless? And this boils down to more external factors, because there are ways that you can show off your abs, but you have to be smart about it and understand how to actually do it properly. And guys, real quick, before we get into the third muscle, I know there's a lot of people that have been asking me about my split. And I thought, instead of releasing my split, I'm going to release my entire system. So if you're more serious about your results...
Okay, so he has a book, and I'm looking at his physique, and he looks good, you know, on the right side, but like he has a novice amount of muscle, and he's just lean. Like, you know how easy it would be to, like, I mean, that's like a 3-month, you know, sort of program. You know what? People are gonna sell what they're gonna sell, free market, whatever you want to call it. Sure, okay, that's cool. Let's keep going.
And I want everything in one place. First link in the description is the pre-sale to the aesthetic system. It's not just a $20 PDF, but it has literally everything you need to build your dream physique, including video modules of everything, one-on-one access to me, and free access to every future module that I release in this system. And look, zero pressure, my best content always comes here first, but if you're more serious about this and want everything in one place, the pre-sale's out now, and it's 50% off. All right, y'all, third on the list, we have the biceps. And guys, before I even
100% so far. 100%. So I have not seen this video, but I'm 100% so far. So the one left is going to be forearms. That's what I think he's going to say last, but let's see.
need to speak, just look at this. If you've been on TikTok or Instagram for some time now, you've definitely seen a video like this. And look, I don't even need to say anything.
Okay. Also, by the way, I have huge biceps, and girls don't give a fuck about your biceps, okay? They don't give a fuck about having big arms. I guarantee you that. They don't give a shit. I walk it. You know how many times, like, I go out and, like, I get a... I mean, okay, like, I might get checked out by, like, some, like, 55-year-old, you know, overweight woman or something when I'm at the grocery store, you know, but, like, if you're talking about, like, you know, 18 to, like, 35-year-old women who are attractive, like, they don't give a single solitary modicum-sized fuck about your biceps, okay? Trust me.
The girls are literally telling us what to do. We should train the biceps. But as for the specific reasons the biceps are good, firstly, they're noticeable and a show muscle in everyday life. Like when a girl calls you jacked, it's probably because of your biceps. All you have to do is just wear a t-shirt and they're constantly visible. But on top of that, the biceps add shape and definition to your arm and it just makes you look aesthetic. And this is good because even at higher body fat percentages, the biceps can still be visible. Compare this to the triceps where you have to be very lean for them to actually be defined. And look, of course, we want to get lean anyway, so this shouldn't be a big factor, but since most people aren't lean, it's a big factor nevertheless. Lastly, the biceps complement your shoulders and just your physique super well. Having bicep dominant arms is so aesthetic. So look, when it comes to the action steps for the biceps, firstly, we have to prioritize.
I don't know why I'm shitting on this guy, by the way. I got bored and I wanted to make this video, so don't, if this guy ever sees this video, don't take it personally. I'm shooting the shit, as they say.
Prioritize our bicep training over our tricep training. So that means if you have an upper day or an arm day, always start with your biceps before your triceps. And guys, I did make a full guide on the biceps a while ago, but one of the secrets I laid out there was unilateral training. Look, when it comes to biceps and
Actually, it's kind of funny because there's this bodybuilder, his name is Greg Valentino, and he says the exact opposite. Well, he's not a current bodybuilder. He was, you know, back in the day, you know, we're talking like 30 years ago, 40 years ago, but like he was saying that what he would do, and he had this incident where like his arms basically exploded or something like that. Like, he was the man with exploding arms. That's what he was known as. So, like, he is the arm guy. But what he said was he did triceps first before biceps. He liked to get a pump in his triceps and then do biceps. He said that something about that combination just made arm training a lot more productive for him. So ever since I heard him say that, I've been doing that, and my arms, I can guarantee you, are probably 3 times the size of this kid's. So, you know, take that as you will.
And specifically recline and preacher curls, both S tier exercises by the way. Training them one arm at a time I found is so much more effective. You're really able to put all your motor units straight into the bicep and you just progress so much faster. And the last...
Those are good exercises, but like, you're gonna get the most mass building effect in your biceps if you do some sort of curl where you're doing both of them at the same time, rather than like singular dumbbell exercises. That's one of the instances where I would say like dumbbell exercises in terms of getting just pure raw strength and size in your biceps are not going to be as good as like doing like a preacher curl with an easy curl bar, specifically where you're standing and you're hanging over. Or like there's like a really good hammer strength preacher curl machine where you load on the 45 pound plates. Or there's like a lot of really good bicep machines at the gym, at like, you know, gyms that I've been to. And you have to know, you know, you kind of have to get a feel for it to really know if it's like going to be good or not. But like, any sort of bicep movement where you're moving both at the same time, and it's kind of like mimicking like a barbell. You know, ironically, I would say the one thing you shouldn't do is like a barbell bicep curl, because at least for me, it might work for you, but for me, it just like, it's too much stress on the joints because just the angle, it's like, it's too flat. Like, I need some sort of like an angle so that my joints are a little bit more in a natural position. But yeah, dumbbell bicep exercises are good afterward, but yeah, my personal experience.
Action step is that for showing off your biceps, well-fitted shirts and compressions are your best friend. And look, obviously tank tops work too, but I found that specifically for biceps.
Oh, no. If you have big biceps, they're going to be popping in a large shirt. It doesn't matter. Like, if you, like, my biceps pop if I wear like an extra large shirt. Okay, so this is like, if you need to wear like a compression shirt or like a fitted t-shirt, then you have small arms. Okay, like if you have to wear special clothing for your biceps to pop, I'm sorry, but you're still a beginner. Like, you do not have biceps. You don't have bicep size until you cannot wear a large shirt without them popping. Okay, once you can wear any large shirt in existence and your biceps are popping and like just feel like just stretching the sleeves, that's when you know you're actually there. That's when you know you made it, right? But yeah, this well-fitted t-shirt bullshit, no. That's not it, bro.
Biceps, when the sleeve is hugging it, it's really a good look. All right, y'all, fourth on the list, we have the upper back. And look, if the lats gives you the width, the upper back gives you the depth. The upper back builds this.
I'm sorry, I gotta do this.
When the sleeve is hugging it.
Lean, yeah. Veiny, yeah. Very, very tiny. This is like somebody you would expect, like, who does track. You know what I mean? Like somebody who does like track and field. Like, this is the arms of like some random person who's never been in the gym, just like runs or swims or something. But I'm not saying it looks bad, you know, and girls would like this more than a guy with a huge bicep. But like, I'm just saying, yeah.
It's really a good look. All right, y'all, fourth on the list, we have the upper back. And look, if the lats gives you the width, the
upper back? Okay, I guess, yeah, you're separating the lats from the upper back, but I mean, whatever, dude. Fuck it.
Back gives you the depth. The upper back builds the silhouette of your back. And when someone thinks of an aesthetic back, they're normally thinking about the traps and rhomboids. Training your upper back can improve your posture and actually give your shoulders a better positioning. On top of that, guys, the compliments you get from having an aesthetic upper back is honestly just next level. And again, guys, if you go on TikTok or you go on Pinterest,
does this guy know that from experience? Because I'm not convinced. I'm not. I mean, I haven't gone on his channel. I don't know what kind of body he has, but like based on that like picture of him when he was trying to sell his book, it doesn't look like he has like an advanced physique. You know, he looks again kind of like a skinny kid who just graduated high school, and he's like lean and maybe lifted for 6 months, but man, I am shit talking today. Holy shit. Let's keep going.
The most liked posts are always the ones of the aesthetic back, just like this. And when it comes to the action steps for the upper back, I only have one. Quit rowing and do Kelso shrugs. If you want more details, go watch the last video I made on the upper back. But essentially, when it comes to the traps and rhomboids, the function is scapular retraction. And when we're rowing, the limiting factor is often either our biceps or our rear delts. Rows don't isolate the upper back. The only true way to isolate the upper back is through Kelso shrugs. Guys, look, personally, I've only been doing them for barely a few months, but I've seen more upper back growth in those months than my full lifting career beforehand. And yeah, I was doing upper back rows then. So guys, please just trust me, implement the Kelso shrugs, and your upper back is gonna explode. And guys, last on the list, and we saved the most controversial for last, we have the glutes. So look, firstly, the glutes are easily...
Wait, didn't he do 5? Lats, delts, then he said abs, and then biceps and upper back. Isn't that 5? Didn't he already did 5, didn't he? So what is this, another 5? Another number 5? Like, what's going on here? Also, glutes, like, girls don't give a fuck, bro. Like, I have huge glutes, like, just naturally. I got, like, you know, I have, like, strong as fuck legs. Girls do not give a fuck, bro.
The most important part of the legs when it comes to aesthetics. They're often the most noticeable, and they actually add depth to your physique. But guys, listen, when it comes to the female gaze, the glutes, they're just attractive. Don't even ask questions, guys. The glutes are just attractive. And you do not have to take my word for it. Go give it a quick Google search. Go ask one of your female friends. Just trust me. So
in my entire life, I'm 34. Like, in my experience, the guys who have always gotten the most girls are dudes who have, like, no ass whatsoever. Like, they're just, like, literally just a stick down there. Even if they have a belly, even if they have that, like, weird shape, you know, like, they're like a cartoon character. Like, I don't know, it's I'm skeptical. Because, like I said, I have big glutes, like, and it's not fat. Like, I have, like, muscular legs, like, very naturally muscular and big glutes. So, and it doesn't do anything. Like, girls don't give a fuck. You know, I've gotten comments here and there over the years, but it's not like a magnet, you know what I mean?
when it comes to the action steps for the glutes, first and foremost, prioritize them. I know 99% of guys prioritize their quads or even their hamstrings when they're training legs. And specifically for aesthetics and attraction, that just doesn't make sense. And for those who still have a leg day for some reason, or just on your full body day, if you're training your legs, always make sure you're starting with the glutes. So that means starting with a hip thrust rather than a squat. And guys, those are the top 5 aesthetics when it comes to the female gaze. Let me know if I missed any in the comments below, and what's the #1 attractive muscle in your guys' opinion? Leave a like if you learned anything or just enjoyed the video, and subscribe for more content every single week. And remember guys, the pre-sale to my full aesthetic system is out now.
Alright, he's gonna try to sell some bullshit. Yeah, I mean, like, he looks good for somebody who's been in the gym for like 3 months. But yeah, I mean, let's be honest here. He's just telling you to, like, have a novice physique, right? Like, maybe somebody who's been in the gym for a few months and who's lean, because the results that he's telling you that you should get you could get just by being in the gym, like building a base for a few months and staying lean. It's not rocket science. Like, I don't know. There's not really much to say at this point because I've already said everything throughout the video. But, he made a couple of good points, things that I agree with, I guess. But all in all, it's basically what I say all the time about this looks maxing bullshit, which is that, they have this really weird love-hate relationship with the gym, and guys who go to the gym and they're advanced lifters, like, they'll make fun of them, but then, they themselves will go to the gym and try to separate what they're doing from what advanced lifters have been doing for years. They say, well, I'll go to the gym and I'll work these muscles out, but like, I'm not a tryhard, I'm not taking it that seriously. But then you watch a video like this and you're like, this is like an autistic amount of like detail that you're putting into this. Like, I have a much more advanced physique than this guy, and I don't even think in this much detail. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I look in the mirror, I'm like, yeah, I want more side delts because it would make me look good. And I go and I just hammer side delts. You know what I mean? And then they grow. So, yeah. Hopefully you enjoy this. If so, please subscribe. Let's get up to that 1,000 subscriber mark, and let's have some fun on this channel. Thank you for watching, guys. Hopefully it's still God, I'm hoping it's still, yeah, I think it's recording. Okay, good. Subscribe. Have a good day. Bye.